Wars. Oh, heck yes. I love this show. I love the characters. I like a lot of the stories. And I love the actors in the show. Especially the guy who plays Dinobot, Rat Trap, Silverbolt, and the legend himself, Waspinator. All of these characters are voiced by one guy. All four of them. Yeah, I just love this show. And how convenient, it's the anniversary. So I thought for the occasion of the anniversary of the Beast Wars franchise, I figured I would review the first two episodes. But before we get into the review, we might as well get into some educational stuff for those who don't know the stuff involving Beast Wars. So let's begin. So it started in the 90s where Transformers hadn't had a new line in a long time, and they tried reviving the shows with things like Transformers that are inside humans, the Pretenders, and Transformers that don't transform. When I saw that ad, I thought that was the stupidest thing ever. And so many more, and so many more. Transformers was beginning to head to a dark place with a bunch of other 80s lines that died in the 80s. But they strive to get the Transformers brand back up with the new line Transformers Generation 2, which didn't go well with fans. Yes, Generation 2 was a flop, and then basically what they did to promote G2 was not make a new series, but just release old episodes of G1. Yeah, that's lame. So, because of Generation 2's failures, Hasbro had to think of something to keep the brand alive. But then someone one day thought of the concept of animals turning into robots. And Hasbro went with it. So they made a bunch of the characters that the Beast Wars toy line had. Like, they made Cheetor, they made Rat Trap, they made Dinobots, they made Tarantulas, Waspinator, and a lot of the characters that we saw in the show, and plus some different ones as well. And there was even a comic book series and a series in the works. The comics were very different from the Beast Wars that we got, because in the Beast Wars comics, Optimus Prime, Optimus Primal and Optimus Prime are the same character. Same with Megatron, but in this early version, Optimus Primal was a bat and Megatron was a crocodile. And that was what Hasbro was going with until it came to the actual Beast Wars show, which got rid of that idea completely and had the Maximals and the Predacons be the descendants of the Autobots and the Decepticons. And then the first Beast Wars episode came out. And Beast Wars was mixed at first, and it's still kind of mixed to this day, because there were arguments like truck, not monkey, which there's a whole discussion about that. I'm not getting into that right now. And people just not feeling like that the series belongs. This number began to shrink a bit as the series went on with like the third season. And then Beast Wars became a big icon like the Generation 1. I remember seeing Beast Wars and loving the show and wishing I had many of the Beast Wars characters that the show had. Which luckily, because of the new Transformers line that came out in 2021, Transformers Kingdom, we got a lot of those characters. And I was happy when they announced Beast Wars characters. Even though I grew up in the early 2000s, I loved the show and I just wanted the characters so bad. Even if the Kingdom show is mixed, I have a different video. We're skipping that. So, yeah, Beast Wars is a big icon. And even still to this day, with the new line, Legacy, even though I'm not a huge fan of that line, has been introducing more Beast Wars characters. Like Tarantulas, for example, which some reason they didn't put in Kingdom. We have rumors about a Beast Wars Inferno, which that day will be awesome. And also, we got some new characters that were in the toy line but never in the show. For example, Buzzsaw. So, yeah, keep it going. Now, with that history lesson out of the way, let's get into the episode itself. So, the episode opens up with two ships in space battling each other as soon as they leave through a portal, and both ships are crash after they shoot each other down. The Predacon ship is in a volcano area, and the Maximal ship lands in a jungle type area. The two factions begin to scan organic form because the planet is full of energon crystals, and if they soak up too much energon, it can cause them to go into stasis. So they need the organic forms to cover their bodies when they absorb too much energon so they don't go into stasis lock. And for the Maximals, we get Cheetor, the Bumblebee of Beast Wars, Rat Trap. I don't know how to describe Rat Trap, but I like him. Rhinox, the big brute but also intelligent member of the team, and Optimus Primal, the Optimus Prime figure of the group. And then for the Predacons, we have Dinobot, Megatron, and Tarantula, Scorponok, Waspinator, and Pterosaur. Well, Dinobot for a bit, because Scorponok shoots him out, and he's off the team. And Megatron says to find the Maximals and destroy them, where then Cheetor conveniently tests out his beast mode, which is a cheetah, and he runs into the Predacon named Waspinator, who is later in the show one of the best things about the show. If you guys want more reviews on this show, just let me know, because I wouldn't mind doing a Beast Wars review series. Beast Wars is that good, it's worth it. Anyway, continuing on, as soon as the Maximals catch up to Cheetor, conveniently the Predacons meet up and they have a big old battle by shooting each other. Primal gets injured because Rattrap was too cowardly to help Cheetor, who got his leg stuck in a rock. And the Maximals retreat. The Predacons soak up way too much energon, and they are forced to go back to beast mode. Then, as the Maximals are heading back to base, Maximals then talk about how there were 6 Predacons, and they theorized that the 6th Predacon must have died in the crash, where then they run into the 6th Predacon. And the 6th Predacon, also known as Dinobot, is challenging Optimus Primal for leadership of the Maximals. And that's the end of the episode. Alright, now to part 2. We continue off where the last episode ended, and Dinobot and Optimus Primal begin to fight each other. Cheetor tries adding himself to the battle, but Rat Trap stops him immediately. As we go on further into the battle, Optimus Primal then sucker punches Dinobot in the chin, knocking him out for a bit. Dinobot says to finish him off, but Optimus Primal says that's not how we Maximals do things. And then Dinobot shoots Primal in the face and he dies. Nah, I'm just kidding. He lives, but he does fall off the bridge, almost getting close to the ground. If his giant feet weren't propping him up, and Dinobot has the chance to finish him off. But of course, Dinobot lifts Optimus Primal back up because he feels like if he kicked Optimus Prime off of the bridge, it wouldn't have been a honorable fight. So he says he prefers to finish him the old-fashioned way, brutally. And then the two start fighting each other again, where Primal says that for a Predacon, you have qualities that I like. Meanwhile, in a bit of a far distance from where Optimus Primal and Dinobot are fighting, lies the Predacons. And the Predacons are deciding who would win the fight between Dinobot and Optimus Primal, but both Tarantulas and Megatron said the winner doesn't matter to them, and it would be better if they both fell. And the Predacons then transform from their beast modes to start shooting down the bridge, and the Maximals begin to transform so they can battle the Predacons. As the blasts from the Predacons start heading for the bridge, Primal saves Dinobot's life, and they're both hanging off on the edge, but Dinobot starts shorting out, and he's suggesting to Primal to let him fall, and he has no choice. But Primal, being a good character, decides that they both will go, where then they're saved by Rhinox. I'm glad Primal did not sacrifice Dinobot because he ends up being a really good character later. To the bitter end, twice. And Dinobot is regarded as one of the best characters in the Beast Wars franchise. And then Kingdom came along and repeated his death all over again without any proper build-up like the original Beast Wars show. So I'm like, oh, that's so sad. It's more like, really, we're doing this again without any development? Whatever. Maximals start running because the bridge is collapsing, and Rat Trap almost dies until Primal. And then Scorponok's missiles hit a mountain which has this huge amount of crystal energon, and it's enough power to win them the war. Of course, they start shorting out, and they have to go back into beast mode. Then the Maximals notice the energon crystals. Rat Trap wants to get rid of Dinobot, but Primal denies and says that all five of them need to work together. And this is where Rat Trap says his iconic line.
You mean Chopperface is going with? We're all gonna die. Wait for me!
After walking a bit further with the Maximals, Rhinox suggests that Primal's flight mode could get them there, but Primal says we need to stick together. And then we get this interesting future plot device with Stonehenge.
Surprises on this planet. There are. Down there, look. Unusual. Any opinions? Just one. It isn't natural. We didn't build it, and neither did the Predacons.
So after that, Wasmayer and Pterosaur begin to attack, where the Maximals, plus Dinobot, start firing back at the Predacons, where Dinobot accidentally at some point shoots one of the rocks on top of the mountain and almost gets Rhinox in the process, which Rat Trap tries killing Dinobot over. Which, fortunately, Optimus Primal stops Rat Trap right away, and then Rat Trap says, I hate Preds. Then they continue on with their journey. They make it to the top of the mountain full of Energon, and then the Predacons and Maximals head face to face. They start battling each other in a cool battle action sequence. When it gets close to the end of the battle, Optimus Primal is injured, and Megatron says that the war will never be over even if he must die. He'll take Primal with him, and Primal would have died if it weren't for Dinobot dodging Megatron's bullet, which hits the Energon. Everyone leaves except Megatron because he goes into stasis lock. And then when he wakes up, kablooey. The mountain's gone. And you would think Megatron is dead after that, but no. No, he's later in the show, so. As a kid, I thought he was dead. Who knows? Maybe they rebuilt him at some point. And Ratchet's like, the war is over. Can we go home now? Which Primal says no. Megatron might be back, and we're stranded on this unknown planet, and let it be called Beast Wars. So yeah, I know, very short video, but the first 2 episodes are honestly kind of simple. So yeah, it wasn't that hard to review. So yeah, for Beast Wars 26th anniversary, there's the review of Beast Wars episodes 1 and 2, the pilot episodes. I personally still enjoy these pilots. It started off a great journey that the Maximals and Predacons would go on, and the show just kept getting better the more and more you watched it. If you guys do want me to review the whole series, I'm really open to it. It just depends how well this video does. But if it does really well, I am willing to review every Beast Wars episode. Yes, it'll be time consuming, but I'll take it. Anyway, this is D2B signing off, and happy anniversary to Transformers Beast Wars.